Monday, March 30th. I want to go over the few trades I took today to make a total of 834 across two accounts up here at the top. Let me bring you back. Okay, there we go. Okay, so today, obviously starting the week off on a Monday is always tricky price action. Starting off on higher time frame, on the 4-hour, we have been selling off pretty aggressively over the past few weeks. Over here on TradingView, I had marked off on the week, right? So we had this weekly gap right here. So let me just delete some of these for you. So we had this weekly gap that I was looking for us to trade into, either bounce off the midpoint and go up, or hit it, reject it, and then continue going down. And so what happened was we opened up yesterday during Asia, and we bounced off of the midpoint, honestly, perfectly. And so this morning, we can see Asia tapped into it perfectly. This morning, we broke above this 4-hour gap right here. It's actually a 4-hour and a 1-hour gap right here. And I was looking for shorts because of the overall higher time frame trend. We tapped into this draw and kind of these multi-time frame draws right here, which is where London tapped into and then rejected. And so what made me have a bias of shorts was not only the higher time frame sell, but if we look at the 30-minute or the 1-hour, again, higher time frame tells us the story here. We not only put in an SMT right here, boom, boom, but we're still, aligning ourselves with a downtrend. The one trade I wanted to take that I didn't was right here on the 1-hour. We had this 1-hour gap breakdown, targeting London low right here. Internal draws anywhere here on Asia. Oh, come on. There's that one. 15-minute would be, these right here. But yeah, something like that. Short, stop wherever you feel. You could have taken this 15-minute short right here, but you get the idea. Over here on Top Step, this is where obviously took all of my executions. I took them on smaller time frame today, as I have been doing a lot lately. So let's see where I took my trades. I took some shorts right here for continuations to lower, and then I took some small little scalps in here, but let's see. Okay, looks like a mess, I know, but let's jump down to the 15 seconds so we can see exactly where I took my trades. Okay, so as market was selling off, I took a short right here, and then looks like I took a long right off of a draw on liquidity tap. So right as we tapped, I took a long up. Same goes for this one right here. I saw that we printed this wick, so I figured I'd just take a long up into this gap, kind of the highs, just for a small little scalp. You can see it was only for 5 points, but small little trade. So yeah, 92 down to 88, so 7 points, 78 to 84, which is like 7 points. So these are all just small little scalps. This one, 53 to 51, 2 points. Nothing crazy there. Over here, we had this break of structure to the upside, which is where I got in. 32 to 44, so 12-point trade right there. I could have held higher to the draw up here, but all good. Once I'm in decent profit, I do trail my stop to break even or in profit. Depending on which time frame I'm in, I will actually move it into a decent amount of profit. And so that's what happened here. I think I moved it up. Yeah, pretty much right where it is. And then I got a pullback to entry for price to continue higher. And again, same thing here. When I see a draw liquidity get tapped into, I will usually enter in on the opposite direction to take a quick scalp. So we can see 74 to 72, higher amount of contracts to take a quick scalp, so short. We would traced down, and I went long, but we can see 57 to 56 was a loss, but pretty much break even because we went up and then we rejected off of this gap because I was thinking we were going to go higher. So I just got out, which was honestly good. And then this one, 45 to 19, this is where I needed to stop trading because I took a loss here. I started to take a loss, so 45 to 19, I took a loss on 7 contracts. Same thing here. I thought this was going to be like a retracement, so boom. Retracement down and then go up, but we actually sold off back into this sort of area, right? At this point, I saw we made a nice V-shaped recovery, and so I got in at 3-4. So 3-4 I got in with 10 contracts because, again, it's on a drawn liquidity, it's at a zone, and remember up here and earlier, when I hit a drawn liquidity or a key target area, I will go in with just a little bit more contracts to, why not? So 34 to 45, so 11 points right there. Good little win, made up for this loss. So now I'm back on my winning streak. And so now that we tapped into this zone right here, I figured, okay, we rejected off of it once before. There's a chance we're going to reject off it again until we can, build up some more buying pressure. Because we already swept out this and we sold off, so we would need to build up, 1, 2, 3 or more points of liquidity. And so what did I do? I sold with 20 contracts. 20, mistake. Mistake 1 was right here. This is mistake 2. And so once I got that, I got off because I'm recognizing mistakes. Mistakes are being made, and yeah, I called it. This one was for 52 to 42, so 9 points right there. But yeah, pretty scalpy morning. Again, I'm trying to really cut back on the scalps, even though they're winning. I just want to take less trades. I don't mind that they're winning. It's just like a lot of pressure, especially in the smaller time frame. It's a lot of action. And so if I can just tone it back a little bit and take 1 or 2 good, better, higher time frame trades in a day, that would be nice. Like the scalp that I see playing out right now would be like, okay, here's a gap. We swept out liquidity right here. So this is probably going to target higher, like right here, and probably tap into here. That's what I'm seeing right now. We have a trend right here, trend right here. We would have to break above that to go higher. If we don't, then it's just small things like that. But yeah. Anyways, let's jump over to the P&L and see what we're looking at for the week. Okay, P&L ski, $2,500 across 2 accounts, so $5,000. We have average losing trade is $270, so let's say that was 7 contracts, so 7. Let's see, it's right around 10 points. So 10 times 70, or 7 times 10, 70 times 2 is 140, give or take, so makes sense. Okay, 2,500, 180, 205, 319, 957, 834. Eligible for a payout, which is nice. I'm not sure if I will request it or not, but I probably will just to get my money back for the accounts. Yeah, here's that loss from today. I don't know why it's showing 2. Maybe I did take another loss. And then yeah, I had a loss on Friday. So not a lot of losses, but they'll get at you. Like they'll get at your mental if you let them. Otherwise, just stick to the same contract sizes and yeah. Other than that, I've already locked my accounts, so this is it. If you have any questions on how I target my trades, higher time frame to lower time frame confluences, contract sizes, and all that, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.